Hello everyone, welcome to NFC at Home. I'm Jo Chason, a Regional Director for National Fitness Center in Court South, a certified personal trainer and group fitness master trainer. Today NFC would like to share with you a glute bridge workout. Now the basic glute bridge is an awesome body weight exercise, but today I'll share with you several different variations of that basic glute bridge. And the awesome news is you don't need any equipment, just some nice floor space around you. Let's get started. You're going to want to put your feet down flat for stability. Lay down on your floor, palms down beside you for extra stability. For the basic glute bridge, lift your hips up to the ceiling and then bring them back down. All the way up and all the way down. So this is our first variation. You're going to want to complete the basic glute bridge for 1 whole minute. So yes, for 60 seconds, continue this movement pattern, driving the hips up and then lowering back down with control. After you've done the basic for 1 whole minute, we're going to add on. Up next, lift your hips to the ceiling. Your second variation, you have 2 options. You can either choose to just hold the glute bridge, or you can choose to execute little tiny pulses. So instead of lowering your hips all the way down, lower them just a little bit and press the hips to the ceiling. If the pulses don't feel comfortable to you, then simply hold for 1 whole minute. Hips are up high and you're flattening out your abdominals. After a minute has passed, go ahead and descend, roll through your spine. Your third variation is a single leg crossed glute bridge. So you're going to take one ankle, cross it over top of the opposite knee. Drive out of the foot that's on the floor, drive out of that heel. Lift the hips to the ceiling. And then with control, lower back down. All the way up and all the way down. All the way up and all the way down. You're driving out of your heel because that's going to allow you to activate your posterior chain a little bit more. This single leg, you're going to execute for 1 whole minute. After it's been a minute, you'll go ahead and switch to the other side. Opposite ankle, the opposite knee. Now let's see if we can keep that knee away from the chest. Lift the hips up, and then bring them back down. Up, and down. The tricky part comes in leaving the hips square as you lift and lower. So we're trying not to twist or turn the torso at all. An entire minute of the single leg. After it's been a minute, go ahead and reset yourself. Remove the ankle from the knee, put both feet flat. Your next one is a glute bridge march. So lift your hips up to the ceiling. You're simply going to pick up 1 foot at a time, alternating and stepping your feet in place, marching. You can move as slow or as fast as you'd like, but remember, it's always important to focus on muscle activation. That means don't rush the movement. Focus on squeezing the muscles. You're bracing the abdominals hard, you're squeezing the glutes. For extra stability, you're really pressing your palms and your arms down into the floor. Great job. After it's been a minute, go ahead and descend, take a break, roll through the spine. Your next one is the glute bridge step out and in. So we begin by lifting our hips up to the ceiling. And then you take 1 foot at a time. You step out and you step in. Step out and step in. Focus on leaving the hips nice and high. This movement is also going to help you strengthen your core, strengthen your back. If you would like a harder variation of this step out and in at home, what you can do is find a paper plate or a washcloth and place one underneath of both of your heels. It's going to mimic a slider like you would use in the gym setting, and then all you do is slide your feet out and in, out and in. Remember, try this exercise for 1 full minute. Your next movement is a single leg glute bridge extension. So go ahead and lift your hips up to the ceiling, extend 1 leg up. From here, lower the hips down, bring the hips back up, lower down, and up. See if you can really lengthen that top leg. Reach your foot towards the ceiling. It's going to help you strengthen your lower back and ease lower back pain as you get stronger. Especially by using one leg at a time, you're strengthening your knee and your quads and your glutes. So the great news about using one leg is it will help decrease with knee pain. After you've done that for 1 whole minute, make sure you switch sides. Lengthen the other leg. Drive the hips up with control, but more importantly, lower down with control. We don't want to fall to the floor. You can feel the activation in the posterior chain. Soleus, calf, behind the knee, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and core. 1 whole minute. After it's been a minute, go ahead and bring the leg back down. Your next exercise is the glute bridge for alternating reach. So you're going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. You're also going to take one arm and reach it up overhead on the opposite diagonal, and then you come back down. Do the same thing with the other arm. Lift the hips up and reach your hand overhead and come back down. The height of the hips is determined by you. That's going to be your intensity level. Take your own range of motion as well on the reach. You can feel the opposition in the body and the slight torso twist. Great 3-dimensional movement. Remember, you're going to want to execute that for an entire minute. Your last exercise is a glute bridge with calf raise. Again, palms down for stability. Drive your hips up to the ceiling. Then lift your heels off the floor and lower them back down. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Trying to maintain the height of your hip level at one spot and not lower and press up and down. This is your 10th and final variation of the basic glute bridge. So remember, try to execute that calf raise one for an entire minute. Once you have paired all of these variations together and done each of them for 1 minute long, that will provide you with a phenomenal 10-minute glute bridge challenge. Thank you so much for joining us, and always remember that NFC is committed to a better you.